Monday Night Football. The Green Bay Packers are on the road in Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. Today, I got my favorite player prop and game pick on the way. What's going on? My name's Austin from Calling Our Shot. Yeah, I'm going to change the scenery. If you've been watching our other NFL videos, I appreciate it, number one. Number two, you normally see me in my normal setup, but we're in Baltimore having some fun up here for the Orioles game. Then we're going to be at the Falcons and Texans game on Sunday. And then we'll be at actually the Braves game on Monday. So we're actually recording this late on Saturday evening, but I don't know how our picks did on Sunday. Hopefully we had a great day. Either way, we're going to win some units on Monday night, and I'm just going to dive right into the picks. If you are new, hit that subscribe button, drop a like down below. I know the audio is not the best, but play with it. We're still going to hopefully deliver some winners for you all. If you ever need any sportsbook sign-up bonuses or deposit matches, all that stuff down below in the description. But let's dive into my player prop. We've done decently on these primetime games recently. I'm going to go to this guy. It's a Green Bay Packers receiver, Christian Watson. I like his over 40.5 receiving yards, minus 115 on BetMGM. Now, you saw last week, well, personally, before I dive into last week, I'd probably play this. FanDuel had a weird line for this one, hanging like a 44.5. All the other books are at 40.5. I don't really know why, but I'd probably play this up to about 45.5. If you can line shop, obviously do that. But let's talk about Christian Watson, who did make his long-awaited debut of the season last week. He dealt with a little bit of a hamstring injury, and last week we saw him pretty well. He did pretty well. I mean, he played 24 snaps, not a ton, 46%. He ran 18 routes, 22.2% target share, had 2 receptions, 25 yards, a long reception of 24 yards, and he did well. I mean, you're not asking that, he's not going to come in and absorb a huge workload, but he did well, all things considered. And I think entering this game without an injury designation, I think they're going to put him out there for more snaps. I'm not saying he plays however many snaps he would normally play if he were 100% healthy all year long, but I think he's going to see an uptick from the 46% that he played last week. I think they're going to try to find ways to get the ball in his hands. This is the guy that was really good with Aaron Rodgers last season. I don't expect that to be any different with Jordan Love. They obviously had a decent connection last week, 24 yards. Hopefully that continues this week, because this is a dynamic playmaker, a guy with, crazy speed, a guy that can make those big plays. And that's kind of where they try to do, get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. And while I did look at his over and longest reception, which we've been targeting some longest reception props, I think this is the easiest way to do it, because we saw last year Watson was ended with like 17, 18, 19 yards as his longest reception, and his line is 19.5. I would be in pain if I saw Watson have like 3 catches, each go for like 18 plus, just absolutely hooking you on the 19.5. So I'd rather trust this here. And we saw last year when Watson was getting the ball, he had a good job hitting this over. Obviously, it doesn't take a rocket scientist for me to tell you, hey, if they throw the ball to Watson, he's going to probably hit the over. But you look at his reception prop sitting at 3.5 in 2022. Watson hit this over in all 7 games where he saw 3 or more receptions. And through 4 weeks, we've seen 7 players hit this over versus the Raiders. They've been an advantageous matchup for receivers. Now, last week they did a good job defending Keenan Allen and did a good job. Joshua Palmer did end up getting a late, touchdown. But I do want to note, the Raiders offense really kind of put the Chargers offense in really good positions where they didn't need to go for and throw a lot of yards. I do think that this guy has big play potential. I really like Christian Watson. I think he's going to be due for a great week. Now, I don't think he gets as great of a passing, or a positive game script as he had last week when you saw the Packers get smoked by the Lions, but I'm not saying it's crazy. They're on the road. This could be a game where I see the Raiders could win this one, and I'll talk about that in a second. But I do think that we're going to see them have to throw the ball with Jordan Love. They're still kind of banged up at Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. Still kind of figuring that out. I think they're going to have to throw the ball, and I think we could realistically see maybe Christian Watson get 3 catches for 15 yards a pop. That's 45 yards. Boom. He just hit the over, and I think it's a really good prop. So Christian Watson, Green Bay Packers receiver, we're rolling with him over 40.5 receiving yards. Now, before I dive into my favorite pick, for my game pick, I saw on the Thursday Night Football video, you guys requested I have a special guest, Logan, come into the videos, and I'm going to see if I can go find him. Give me a second.
Yeah, Austin, I've got a game pick in this one, and I'm going to the silver and black, and I'm taking the Raiders on the money line, minus 119 odds on FanDuel, currently your best value there. Now, I would play this one to minus 135. Honestly, when you're looking at money lines, they definitely fluctuate, but I really do like what the Raiders provide in this game. And let's first talk about the Raiders offense, which should see the return of Jimmy Garoppolo. Everyone loves Jimmy G. Davante Adams is on the injury report, but did return to practice Saturday. So I believe he should be active in this one. Obviously, I want that connection of Jimmy G to Davante Adams if I am back in the Raiders, but I'm pretty confident that he should play in this game. This game is going to come down to if the Raiders can establish the ground game, which they have yet to do this season. And in football, it's really important to dominate that line of scrimmage and to be not one-dimensional, and they have to establish that run game. Look at Josh Jacobs. He's averaging 2.7 yards per carry, one of the lowest marks in the NFL. Partially his fault, partially some tough matchups and the offensive line not helping. look, in football, you're only as good as your offensive line is. And Josh Jacobs, they have not been getting the push, up front. A lot of times if I'm watching Raiders games, he's being, tackled in the backfield because the offensive line just isn't getting the push. But they have a good matchup on Monday night, and I think that this will set up perfectly for them. The Packers defense allows the third most rushing yards per game at 155. That number increases to 166 on the road. So the Packers, front is not that good at stopping the run. And if they can get something going on the ground, it would help the Raiders and Jimmy G get into second and third and short. And obviously that's where you want to be with a guy like Jimmy G. I don't want to ask him to do a little bit too much. The pass catchers, can continue to convert and keep the offense on the field. Honestly, that's how you win in the NFL. You just keep away. You don't get in 3rd and 10s or 3rd and 8s. And you just continue to move the chains, and that's, I think, what they're going to do, in this one. I'm also not all that scared against, of the Packers defense. They struggled to get off the field last week versus the Lions, and I'm confident at home Jimmy G will get something going for the Raiders offense. Now let's talk about Vegas's defense. Last week, Raiders defense was able to get the Chargers' potent offense in check in the second half. They went in the locker room, made their adjustments, and the Chargers scored 0 in the second half, despite Aiden O'Connell fumbling several times. He looked sure enough like a rookie quarterback and turning the ball over. And with the quick change defense, I do like what the Raiders were able to do in that second half. Justin Herbert did not have a great day. Neither did the rushing attack. I believe this Raiders team can confuse Jordan Love. In pro football, it's about what sort of schemes and matchups you're going to throw at the opposing quarterback. And Love was sacked 5 times in his last game against Detroit. They're dealing with some injuries on the offensive line. Aiden Hutchinson lived in the backfield in their last game. And so we definitely saw what Detroit was able to do. Vegas has the pass rushers to do exactly what they did with Max Crosby making life difficult on them. I'm not 100% sold on Jordan Love and his ability to necessarily make those reads and protections and all the things that you see veteran quarterbacks able to do. Aaron Jones is still banged up, and the Packers are on a bye next week. They could just be looking forward a little bit to that bye week on the road in Vegas. Let's see if they can quiet distractions and focus on their bye week. I'll ride with the Raiders to win this one. I really do like the silver and black, and I think they get it done in Monday Night Football.
And there you have it. Your wish is my command. I brought in Logan. Obviously, we're in Baltimore. If you have never watched any of our MLB videos, you might not have any idea who Logan is, or you don't watch our college football vids. But Logan and I really like the Raiders, and I figured I'd just let him do the analysis for it. But I really like the Raiders money line. We're throwing a unit on it. We're throwing a unit on Christian Watson's over in receiving yards. Obviously, let us know your favorite picks down below in the comment section. We're always curious what you guys are riding with. And of course, if you want to go check out our MLB picks, I'll link the video. We always do those every single day. We got NBA picks coming up in just a couple weeks to get amped up for that. It's going to be a great day. Hopefully, we had a great week 5. Obviously, I don't know how we did so far. I'm kind of talking to, past Austin because all those picks have already happened. But let's have a great day. I appreciate you guys as always for tuning in. This is Austin and Logan. We're signing out. Who knows? If you want him on another NFL video, I need 500 likes. Boom. Simple as that. Maybe we'll bring him on to the next one. Look, he says hit that like button. So, look, appreciate it. He's amped up. 750 likes. And Logan is on the Thursday Night Football video. You have my word. It's Austin, Logan. We're signing out. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.